Hello?
Coming.
It's gonna be hot.
Oh, man.
Today, I'm going to tell you a story about the wonderfully wacky world of Barnaby, the beagle with a nose for trouble and a tail that wags with the force of a small hurricane. Barnaby wasn't your average beagle. Sure, he loved sniffing out stray crumbs and chasing squirrels, but he also possessed a vivid imagination and a firm belief that he was a highly trained, though often misunderstood, rescue dog. His specialty? Saving garden gnomes. He was convinced that these pointy-hatted statues were constantly in peril, facing dangers such as rogue lawnmowers, territorial robins, and the occasional rogue dandelion. His rescue techniques, however, were unorthodox. One sunny afternoon, Barnaby spotted a gnome seemingly trapped behind a particularly large rose bush. He launched into action, barking a series of urgent and slightly muffled woofs, his tail thumping against the flower bed. He then attempted a daring rescue by digging a tunnel towards the gnome, his long ears flapping and dirt flying everywhere. Unfortunately, his tunnel digging skills were less than precise. He ended up creating a rather large crater in Mrs. Higgins' prize-winning petunias, completely missing the gnome in the process. Mrs. Higgins, alerted by the commotion, rushed out to find Barnaby covered in dirt, his head buried in the petunias, and the gnome still serenely smiling behind the rose bush. "Barnaby!" she exclaimed, shaking her head. "What are you doing?" Barnaby emerged, covered in dirt and looking slightly sheepish, but still convinced he had averted a gnome-related catastrophe. He gave a triumphant bark and wagged his tail, as if to say, "You're welcome, world." Barnaby loved his squeaky toys, especially his rubber chicken, Chuck. Chuck was his confidant, his partner in crime, mostly for chasing squirrels, and his designated napping buddy. So, when Chuck mysteriously vanished one afternoon, Barnaby knew he had a serious case on his paws. He transformed into Detective Barnaby, donning his imaginary detective hat, which was really just his ears flopping forward more than usual and sniffing around the house with the intensity of Sherlock Bones. He sniffed under the sofa, behind the curtains, even inside the refrigerator. You never knew where a squeaky toy thief might strike. His investigation led him on a wild goose chase, following a trail of his own slobber. He realized, with a slightly embarrassed expression, that he had probably just misplaced Chuck during one of his enthusiastic play sessions. He eventually found Chuck nestled in his dog bed, looking perfectly content. Barnaby stared at Chuck, then back at the crime scene, a look of utter confusion on his furry face. He nudged Chuck with his nose, as if interrogating him, then let out a relieved bark, convinced he had cracked the case. The mystery of the missing squeaky toy was solved, thanks to Barnaby's unique investigative skills. One sunny afternoon, the town held its annual dog show. Barnaby, completely oblivious to the concept of dog shows, decided to participate in his own special way. He saw all the other dogs performing fancy tricks and decided to showcase his own talents, which mostly involved enthusiastic tail wags and spontaneous bursts of zoom eyes. He chased butterflies, rolled in the grass, and attempted to dance with a poodle with a very elaborate hairdo. He even tried to help the judges by sniffing their clipboards and offering them his slobbery tennis ball as a gift. The judges, initially bewildered by Barnaby's unorthodox performance, couldn't help but laugh at his infectious enthusiasm. The audience, charmed by his goofy antics, started cheering and applauding. Barnaby, mistaking their cheers for encouragement, ramped up his performance. He did his signature sofa sprint across the stage, which involved a near collision with the mayor, his squeaky toy serenade, a series of enthusiastic squeaks and barks, and his grand finale, the belly rub ballet, which mostly involved him lying on his back and wriggling his legs. He didn't win any ribbons, but he won the hearts of the audience. He became the unofficial most entertaining dog of the show, proving that sometimes the best performances are the ones that are completely unplanned and utterly hilarious. If you like this video, please leave a like and a subscribe. It will really help our channel grow, but if you don't like it, then just skip it and don't forget to check out our other videos. Thank you very much and goodbye.